Hi there, it's JB, and we're going to talk about it again, just like we do every month. I am really excited today because we have a couple of really great guests, Greg Womack, okay, and my buddy, Steve Morrow over here. And you're going to be surprised at everything he's going to tell you today, right?
Right.
Right. So, would you give us a quick little history? What is our subject today? Who do you work for?
I work for a wonderful organization called Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. We are the only supplier of blood, plasma, and platelets for about 45 hospitals in southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and of course all the hospitals here in northwest Arkansas. So if anyone in any of our hospitals in this area has to have any kind of blood products as a part of a medical treatment, the only way that that patient is able to get that help is if people donate to Community Blood Center of the Ozarks.
Wow, wow. Steve, I think when we talked the other day, you said you've been donating for how many years?
I've been donating since 2000 regularly. On Flag Day of 2000, June the 14th, I believe, I donated for the first time. It was an unforgettable experience. It was 100 degrees outside. I'd been working a veterans deal out in the parking lot at Allen's, and I ripped it in as fast as I could and said, let me give blood. Pumped a couple times and fainted. Everybody had fun with it, but that was the beginning, and I've given blood every chance I can ever since then.
Absolutely wonderful. So, I know how it benefits the community, but, you know, like you said, without that, do you ever run out?
We have had a few instances. As a matter of fact, just this past July, we ran into an emergency shortage. We had a combination of things that occurred. The storms that came through earlier knocked a lot of blood drives off the calendar and prevented a lot of our donors from donating like they normally do. We hit the 4th of July holiday, and it was just a situation where several things happened at once that had an impact on the amount of blood being donated. And so we were in a situation where we were having to juggle units of blood between hospitals to make sure that local patients were able to get the help that they needed. And then we declared a blood emergency and issued an appeal to the communities around us and to the donors to come and help. And within a week or two, our local blood supply was right back where it should have been.
What's the significance, what's the impact of one blood donation? So, in spite of the fact that he fainted, what good did his blood do that day?
Well, Steve's blood was sent to our labs in Springfield, where it was separated into the three primary components of blood, red cells, plasma, and platelets. And then each of those units of blood products are used in hospitals for different patient needs. But the potential is to save 3 different lives or impact the lives of 3 different patients.
That's amazing.
Yes.
You didn't know that? Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank
Blood's
you.
really valuable.
Thank you for giving blood.
So help me understand here. I know there's some rules about, for instance, I've lived kind of all over the world, and there have been in some strange places. So I know that there are rules about what you can donate and when you can donate. Tell us about that.
Well, the FDA regulates the conditions for a person to be able to donate blood. Those rules, some of them have never changed. Some are constantly being reevaluated. And what we try to tell people is if you want to donate blood, just come try. We have diabetics on insulin pumps who are able to donate.
Really?
As long as their blood sugar is under control and they're feeling well and healthy, they can donate just the same as someone without diabetes. We have recovering cancer patients who have come to a point where they're able to begin donating again. Gentlemen or ladies who are on an aspirin a day regimen for heart conditions, they're able to donate as long as their health allows it. So we tell people, rather than trying to address all the different things that might impact someone's ability to donate on any given day, we just tell them if they want to help, come and give it a shot. Our staff have access to all the current SOPs, FDA guidelines. Some of those change from state to state, and they can tell a person whether or not it's safe for them to donate, as well as if it's safe for the patient that will receive that unit of blood.
So do you still ask the questions, where have you been in the last?
Yes. Yes, there are, and that's a map that changes constantly depending upon some of the lesser developed countries around the world. Depending upon the government that is in charge at the time will determine how they approach mosquito control measures. And so the risk of malaria literally changes from one regime to the next. So that's one of those things that if you've traveled, we will ask you if you've traveled, where you were, how long you were there, how long it's been since you've returned to the United States from that country. And then based on that information, we're able to determine if that affects a person's ability to give that day.
Steve, why is this donating this blood, why is that important to you? Tell us about your experience.
Well, some of you know I manage Allen's grocery store. My son Justin works with me. He's 38 years old. When he was 6 months old, we started noticing it seemed like he was pale. It was in the winter time. We thought maybe he just hadn't been in the sun at 6 or 8 months old, but we got him to the doctor and they said, hey, he's got a shortage of white blood cells. You need to get him to the University of Missouri Medical Center at Columbia immediately. Ooh. They said, just get there. We got up there. We spent about 2.5 weeks in the hospital. He had a blood disorder, much akin to leukemia, where his white blood cells only lived for 2 to 3 hours. He had no resistance to infections. And for the next 6 months, my son lived off blood transfusions. Oh. And because of that, because of and he's outgrown it. If you ever see him at Allen's, you might think he hasn't outgrown everything. But anyway, he has. He doesn't even know we ever had it. But because of that, that's been my commitment in giving blood so that somebody else's son or daughter, brother, sister, parents might have the same deal that my son did.
That's fabulous. That really is. That makes me feel bad because I was like, well, no, I've been to this foreign country, so I can't do it. I'm really just chicken. That's what it is, I think. But so any blood. Forgive me, I don't know the answers to these, and I'm sure people out there don't know
That's
at all
why we're
either.
here today.
Yes. So your blood types don't matter? Do you like one, like O positive more than blah, blah, blah?
Well, we tell people we need all blood types.
Okay.
We occasionally will have to make an appeal to O negative. For those who may not be familiar with how the blood types work and how they're used, O negative is the blood type that can be given to any patient anytime. So if someone comes into the emergency room, they're unconscious, they're not able to tell the emergency room staff what their blood type is, then they will immediately grab that unit of O negative blood off of the shelf and transfuse that immediately without having to test it, type it, make sure it's compatible, all those things. So in an emergency situation or trauma or massive blood loss, O negative is typically the go-to blood type, which is a very small percentage of the population. And the irony in that is that O negative is usually used in larger quantities per patient because it's usually used in a trauma situation. So it's one of the more rare blood types, but it's one of the most critically needed blood types in a situation where a patient has lost a lot of blood. So we really, really appreciate our O negative donors for coming in to give blood.
So what's the most common?
AB positive.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So the great thing about AB positive is it can go to any of the positive blood types, A positive, B positive, O positive, and it's safe for the patient to receive that. And the great thing about being AB positive is the AB positive patient can receive any of the other blood types. So if you're AB positive, you're in good shape if you're in the emergency room. They'll always have blood for you.
All right. You know, I think I'd like to know a little bit about the donation process. So I think we have a picture here of our friend that might have been donating. Maybe, Ann, you think we might pop that up on the screen? Oh, there he is. So tell what happened. What was happening that day? Do you remember?
Well, we do blood drives at Allen's every 3 months or so. And what I do is I always have them take a picture. I use it in the Facebook advertising for the next one. And I figure if I can sit there and do it, that probably anybody can. And since I talked about fainting, don't want to scare anybody, including my buddy Tim Hull, who was laying there next to me at the time and called me half pint for the next 20 years after that. It's about as easy as it could be. I mean, it's 7 or 8 minutes and it's gone, but I just take a picture of me doing it, and let's say if I can do it, anybody can. I'm not the bravest guy, but it's pretty easy. And again, when we have them at Allen's, we do everything we can to let everybody be aware that we're doing something important.
So do you get a cookie or something?
You do get a cookie. I'm telling. What all do we get, man?
What do you
Fill me-
get?
Oh, we have Little Debbie snack cakes and
Oh,
granola bars.
from Allen's,
and-
of course.
No,
At Allen's.
Yes, yeah, at Allen's, but at all of our blood drives.
Okay.
And then in addition to the snacks and drinks, and that's something that we are required to make sure our donors have after they donate, is just to begin replenishing those nutrients that they've given up at the moment that they've donated blood. But in addition to the snacks and drinks, which are free of charge, we always have a thank you gift.
Okay, so
And,
let's talk about this. I believe
this
we have a
year-
picture too about something about this.
So this year in December,
Yeah.
all of our donors are receiving our Cozy blanket. We gave these to donors for the first time last year, and they were such a huge hit, we decided to bring it back this year. And this is the blanket that we'll be giving to 2 really important blood drives coming up in Bella Vista in December, which is another reason we're here to visit with you guys.
Yes. Tell us about those. What dates and times and places are those drives?
So we sometimes I
There
tell
we go.
people that we're the biggest secret in Northwest Arkansas, or the best kept secret in Northwest Arkansas. We're a local regional blood bank, and most people aren't aware of us until the need arises in their life or the life of someone that's close to them. So in December, we're doing a special effort to educate and inform the public about our presence and our role. We do supply all the blood to all the hospitals in Northwest Arkansas, as I mentioned earlier. And so on Wednesday, December the 11th at Highlands Church,
Okay.
here in Bella Vista, and then again on December 18th at Allen's, we're going to be having 2 special community blood drives where everyone who comes and donates will receive our blanket, all the snacks and drinks, and then we're going to be providing them with a $10 gift
Yeah,
card
hold that up long
to
enough where they can
Allen's
see
right
it.
here in
Somebody
Bella Vista.
There you go. Looky there. Woohoo!
And in addition to the blanket and the $10 gift card from Allen's, when someone donates blood, we do the free mini physical, the checkup. So a person gets to find out their blood pressure, their heart rate. We check body temperature, and then we do a finger prick to check the iron levels in their blood to make sure it's safe for the person to donate, and that will actually help the patient who receives that blood. And then within a week or 2 of that blood donation, a person gets to see their total cholesterol number, and all that is provided
Ew.
as a part of the service for being a blood donor.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
there's another really nice thing about that, and you were maybe going to mention it, but I give here a few months ago, and about a month later, I get this buzz on my cell phone, and I look, and it says that they've just used my blood for an accident victim in Cassville, Missouri.
Are you
And
serious?
you know what? If there's anything that makes you feel good, is it knowing that it's helped save somebody's life. And that's just me. That's a huge benefit because it gives us a feel good
Yes.
about it. And I'm happy that it's not only in my area, but that they let me know so that I can celebrate that. So.
It's been
That-
a really popular program since we began doing that. It just makes it more meaningful and motivating to people when they get to have a personal message that tells them what was done with the blood that they donated.
So how often can you donate?
Every 56 days.
Okay, 56. Strange number. Okay.
It's an FDA number. They came up with that. You have to allow enough time after a blood donation for the bone marrow to regenerate those red cells and everything else that you need in your blood, so that you're replacing the volume that you've given up. And we allow time for those red cells to mature fully, so that they're transporting the maximum volume of oxygen that is needed for the body to function and for the patient that receives that blood to function.
How many donations do you need a day to?
We have on average over 200 donations per day is what it takes for us to adequately supply all of our hospitals. Some days we have bigger blood drives, like some of our high schools or the University of Arkansas have really large blood drives where we will end up with 80, 100, 120 units of blood in one day. Obviously, those are very good days for us
Yes.
because it really helps to anchor the local blood supply. And I do want to give a shout out to our high schools. The high schools in Northwest Arkansas have really done their part to support the local blood supply. In the school year, most of the blood that is supplied for our local blood supply is coming from high schools, Northwest Arkansas Community College, the U of A, and without the participation of those students, and those are mostly students that are giving, we would not be able to be successful at our mission without the contribution of the students as well as the support of the school district and administration, who allows those students out of class to donate and give blood and save lives.
It's amazing. I had
is.
no idea how much and how much it's needed. You know what? We're going to take a quick little break. And we'll be right back because I have a bazillion other questions for
Okay.
you.
Since 2008, Joel's Upholstery and Fabrics in Bentonville has been your go-to destination for top-notch upholstery and fabrics. With over 25,000 yards of in-stock upholstery and home decor fabrics, vinyls, leathers, and a vast design library, we make reupholstery easy and affordable. Our expert staff is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to assist you. We cater to both commercial and household upholstery needs. Stay updated on our latest news, sales, and projects by following us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, we're back. Welcome. So, I told you I had a bazillion. We don't have but 15 minutes, so I can't ask you a bazillion. But for instance, I think you may have answered this. Is there a universal donor? Is that O positive?
Yes, that's the O negative is
O
the universal
negative,
blood
sorry.
type. Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
okay. So that's important. What type are you? Do you know, Steve? Who knows?
Don't remember. I should, because I get an email every time, and I'm always proud for about 5 minutes, and then I forget.
I'm just curious. I don't even know what I am. What are some of your challenges, though? I know it can't be as easy as it sounds.
It is a different kind of life working at a blood bank. We are completely dependent on volunteers. In America, the FDA requires that all blood donors have to be volunteer. We cannot compensate blood donors with money,
Really?
as they do in some other countries. And so we have to be very creative in the gifts that we provide for our donors, just to thank them, but also to motivate them, make it interesting, something to capture the public's attention. But believe it or not, the main reason people do not donate blood, it's not because they're too busy, it's not because they're freaked out by blood or afraid of needles. The main reason people don't give blood is because they're not asked.
Really?
Really. And I think if anybody, whoever is watching this program, they may not have ever, well, most likely they've never heard of Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. Most people are not aware of us until the need arises. And so one of the reasons that we're so grateful that you had us come to your show is so we can begin the process of educating Bella Vista and the surrounding areas that if you want to help patients in local hospitals, giving blood with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is not just the best, but the only way to do that. And we need your help to avoid shortages like we experienced in July. Other than just a lack of awareness of our presence and our role as the blood provider, we have things like weather, flu season, the holidays are extremely challenging. So if a person is looking for the best opportunity to have the biggest impact on the local blood supply, donating during the holiday season or when the flu season is at its peak and so many people are ill and unable to donate, those are the times that we really need people to step in and help make sure our blood supplies remain stable and adequate.
You know, I really am one of those people that believe that the universe kind of sends you messages when you need them. So when we got the little email from Michelle, I'm like, oh, I didn't know anything about this. So it all just kind of comes together, and we're really grateful that you're here today. So how do people get a hold of you? How do they get information?
We are trying to make it easy to find us. Our website is www.cbco.org.
And I think she's going to put that up here in a few minutes.
You can find us on the internet. You can look for us on social media. Just look for www.cbco.org, and that will get you to us. And then in addition to that, we will put emails out for all of our blood drives coming up. We do text campaigns. We are a nonprofit, a 501c3 nonprofit, so you will never see a billboard or a big newspaper ad or a radio advertising campaign. We just don't have the money to do that. So we really rely heavily on word of mouth. And you know, Mr. Steve over here is a very modest man. And we appreciate Steve for donating blood. But the thing that he's not talking about is the impact that he is having on the local blood supply because he is willing to host a blood drive at his store. Allen's is a hot spot in Bella Vista. Everyone knows Allen's. Everyone goes to Allen's. And when we park that bus there and Mr. Steve works his magic on social media, people come to that blood drive and they donate blood. And when he throws in those $10 gift cards, it's an additional incentive incentive, and that attracts people's attention and motivates them to want to donate blood. But the 20 to 30 donations that come into the local blood supply from the blood drives that Steve hosts at Allen's, of course, does far more good than Steve's individual donation, although we'll continue to take that.
I was wondering.
But having that opportunity to be located at a place in the community that's prominent, it's visible, it's well-known, it's accessible, and it's popular, that helps us reach out to the community to let them know Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is here. We're here for you, and we would love to have your support in order to take care of patients right here in Northwest Arkansas. So if you want to help your neighbors or your friends or a family member, someone that you work with, giving blood with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is the way to do that.
I have to brag on Steve, too. He's very community-minded.
Yes, he is.
It's our community. We need to be. So
We
I get it.
absolutely need to be. So one more time, let's talk about those dates. When's the first one?
We will be at Highlands Church.
And that's on Glasgow.
Yes.
Okay, it's actually, I live across the street from there. So.
Oh, well, good.
But
And
I
we'll-
want to go to Allen, so I get the card.
Well, we're giving the same gift cards away at
no
Highlands.
matter what.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why we're talking about both blood drives.
gotcha.
It is, these blood drives are strategically positioned
Okay.
during the middle of the holiday season. So these units of blood collected at these two blood drives will be used by Christmas. And so if you're looking for an invaluable, unique, amazing gift to make to your community, these blood drives will be Christmas gifts to someone during the holiday season. And that's why we're doing these, and that's why we're promoting them as heavily as we are to the public.
So, and when is yours again, Steve?
I believe it's the 22nd December, just right before the holiday.
Wednesday, December 18th.
18th.
Be there the 18th and not the 20th. Thank you for that. Hey, do me a favor, because I'm always in a hurry, and I know working and everything, I know a lot of folks are. Let them know how fast and easy, and let's
yes.
walk
Yeah.
through that again.
Walk through it again,
It's
yes.
not 3 hours, it's
No.
15, 18 minutes.
Correct.
And they can make appointments now.
Yes, and
don't
we-
have to, but
We do recommend appointments. It helps spread out the flow of people through the Bloodmobile because, of course, we have limited space in the Bloodmobile. We are inside at Highlands Church, so it's a little more room, a little more comfortable. But the biggest thing that we like to tell people about donating blood is it doesn't take as much time as you think. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes for the screening where we ask all the questions about medications and travel. The blood donation itself is 5 to 10 minutes. We like for people to stay and have a snack for 10 to 15 minutes after that donation. So if you're a regular donor and you make an appointment and you show up on time, you could be in and out of there in about 35 minutes. And then we also have now a really helpful resource called QuickPass. So in the past, the FDA required people to answer all those questions and do all their screening at the blood drive. And even if you left the blood drive and came back, you had to start all over again. Well, now we have QuickPass where a person can go online, they can answer all those questions ahead of time, and when they come to the blood drive, we just scan that code at the end of that process, and that takes about 10 minutes off the donation time. So someone that uses QuickPass is going to be in and out of there even more quickly, which this close to the holidays can be really important for some people's schedules.
So something else I might touch on. I said it was the 22nd. He said the 18th. If you get there the 22nd, I'll take you back to the meat department. We will personally do one for you. We'll make sure and get your blood. But the other thing I was going to suggest, if you like to have fun, we like to have fun with our blood drives at
Yes.
Allen's. So I'll probably go out about 2 o'clock. If you would like to make a reservation for 2 o'clock, we'll sing, tell jokes, have fun, and I might even faint. You'll never forget it. So anyway, but it's an easy, fun thing,
Yeah.
and it makes you it's as good a feeling as I've ever gotten for doing something nice for somebody.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
There is
Appreciate
nothing
you.
like it.
So they can make these reservations online at that website that you
Yes.
talked about? Okay. So let's put that up one more time if we can. I want to, it's www something. There it is, I think, if I could see. Yeah. But we're going to do more. We're going to do a little bit more after this show to try to get people to both of those. So-
Yeah, we'll have a Facebook event. I can get you that information so
Okay.
people can find it. You can do a search on Facebook and find Community Blood Center of the Ozarks, and there will be a list of local drives to pick from.
Good, and I'll put it out on the TV station thing, and I know you do anyway, so.
That's right. If you just go to Allen's, you can find out everything you need to know about that blood drive. It makes it so simple.
And so many other things.
Yes. Not to mention the deals and the specials. He's been known to run specials on Blood Drive Day to get more people to come and donate.
We'll make it special, okay? I promise.
I'm kind of excited about the singing and the jokes. That's
It is kind of a party when Steve's
There
on
you
the
go.
bus.
We'll have fun. I promise. Lots of pictures. We have fun when I'm doing it. I promise we will.
yeah. Well, I learned so much about both of you today. You've been doing this how long?
I started in 2008 at the Regional Blood Bank in Fort Smith.
Okay.
And then moved up here about 3 years ago and substitute taught and some other things until the opportunity became available at Community Blood Center of the Ozarks, because that's what I really love to do.
Okay. Well, I can't thank both of you enough today, and I am grateful for Michelle for even turning me on to this.
Yeah.
We will do whatever we can going forward to make sure that happens. And I'm going to come down and get brave and
Come on down.
Come and see us. We'll take pictures. We'll wrap you in one of our blankets.
I'll have my guitar out there. We'll be having all. You can have your brother come. We'll have all kinds of fun.
we could do
There you
all
go.
that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you
man.
both very
you're
much.
doing.
I appreciate
Thank you,
you, and so nice to meet you. I see you all the
Thank you,
time, and I'm
JB.
grateful.
I'll look forward to that.
And next month, we're going to talk about something else. Until then, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Go out to YouTube, subscribe to Bella Vista Community Television, and there's all kinds of things out there we do. This is one of many.
Thank you.
Till next month.
Appreciate it.